Hi, my name's Derryanne, and I'm with Okanagan Valley Living. I'm standing in front of the Vernon Winter Carnival office, and I've come down today to interview Vicki Prue, who's the executive director of the carnival. Let's go in and find out what this is all about. So Vicki, tell me a little about yourself, where you're from, and how you ended up at Vernon Winter Carnival.
My name is Vicki Prue, and I grew up in Armstrong and moved back to Vernon about 10 years ago with my husband. And I worked in radio for a long time. My diploma is in broadcasting from Mount Royal, and I was with Sun FM for about 7 years and then moved into nonprofit. I was lucky enough to get this position here at Winter Carnival, and this is my third year doing Winter Carnival. I'm the executive director here, and I also own my own marketing business, VP Marketing and Promotions, so it's great flexibility with Carnival. I can be here basically year-round, but also take on other projects as well.
That's very exciting. So this is a big year for Winter Carnival. It is the 60th anniversary. So tell me a little bit about how that comes about. How do you choose a theme, and how do you work through that as you approach the big event in February?
Yeah, so Vernon Winter Carnival started in 1961. What most people don't know is that Vernon actually has had a winter festival since 1893. They've been doing something around town. So the festival as we know it came to be in 1961, and the mandate was to foster community spirit and to promote Vernon as a winter destination. And the main reason for starting the festival was because Silver Star was also opening up. So they wanted to showcase Vernon as a winter playground, and that's still our mandate today, is to promote Vernon as a winter destination in the shoulder season when we may not have as many tourists, and to foster community spirit. Most people need something to look forward to in February. So when the festival first started out, it was small but mighty and definitely had an impact on the economy here in town. The themes started in 1985, actually was the first year that they started doing themes. And basically what we do is we take suggestions from the community of a theme that they would like to see. We narrow it down to what we think is the most inclusive to the entire community, and then usually announce the theme right after Carnival.
And this year's theme is?
This year's theme is Remember the 60s, all in honor of the 60th anniversary. So we're really excited to see a lot of 60s nostalgia coming back, whether it be flower power, hippie kind of thing, or, you know, maybe like rock and roll, Beatles. There's so many things to choose from. And then of course we've seen a lot of vintage Carnival coming out too. So people who still have sweaters from the 1960s, or the complete button collection, or, you know, things that their grandparents have passed down to them, and they still wear them and cherish them.
That's very exciting. So most people know about the Carnival Parade, but what else are some of the major features of the Carnival that people may not know about and may need to discover?
Well, what most people don't realize is that Winter Carnival is unique because we invite the entire community to participate. So any business, any organization can host an event, and then it just falls under the Carnival umbrella. So there's actually only about 12 to 15 events that Carnival hosts directly, and the rest are all events that are put on by other businesses and organizations in the community. So it really is a true community event in that sense, because we're all participating, we're all promoting each other, and it's kind of like just this shared sense of community for 10 days, which is something that's really special, I think, in today's age. So we actually have over 125 events happening throughout the 10-day festival, and a lot of vintage stuff coming back this year. So the Ice Palace will be downtown in front of the museum. We have ice carving, we have jam can curling returning, JCI's having a bonspiel. There's just the vintage poker snowmobile run with the Vernon Snowmobile Association. It's really, there's too much to say off the top of my head. There's so much happening, and something for everyone. So there's family events, there's free events, there's ticketed events, there's adult events, there's dinners, there's dances, there's stuff for seniors. You know, there's just really something that everyone can enjoy.
I had no idea that it was so community oriented. I thought all of those events were put on by the carnival.
Yeah, so a lot of people get confused by that, especially when we have tourists come into town and they say, where can I just buy a ticket to the carnival? Well, it's actually all over town, and more than 60% of the events are free, which is really great for the community as well.
So if I wanted to find out about all these events, where would I find out when they're happening, the costs, the times?
Yeah, so you can go to our website, vernonwintercarnival.com. You can view all the events online there, or you can pick up a carnival brochure. So they're all over the city, or of course you can always come here to the Winter Carnival office to grab one, and that has all the events listed by day, time, everything like that.
So I have to ask, what are your favorite events? 2 or 3 that you just never miss every year?
Oh, I always go to the mother-daughter tea with my daughter. That's been happening now for 3 years since I started with Carnival, which has been really nice. I used to love jam can curling as a kid. Even though I grew up in Armstrong, we would still come and participate in some Winter Carnival events, and jam can curling is one that stuck out in my head. And of course the parade is just, it gets better and better every year. And this year there's a lot of great vintage entries, including the reunion of the Vernon Girls Trumpet Band, which we're very excited about.
That is exciting.
We just want to say a huge thank you to all of our sponsors of Winter Carnival, especially our presenting sponsor, Valley First, and of course to all of our volunteers as well. This festival would not happen without our volunteers or our sponsors, and we just hope that everyone has a great time and enjoys the 60th anniversary.
So you're working on this all year. This is not something that just comes together in December, January.
Yeah, so it's a big operation. We have a board of 15 directors who are also volunteers and work hard all year round. We have a great team this year. And probably we're close to over 300 volunteers that participate in the carnival.
That's amazing. Now you have an event where somebody can be arrested. And I know my boss has been arrested a couple of times. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so Arrest the Best happens during the week of Carnival. So it'll be February 10th to 14th this year. Sponsored by Okanagan Restoration. They've been great partners of ours to help us drag around the jail. So we have a mobile jail, and our Carnival cops will come to your business. You can arrest your boss or your coworker, your friend, your enemy, whoever you like, and you set the bail. You get to tell us the terms of why they're being arrested. The cops come in, they read a warrant for their arrest, they put them in handcuffs, they throw them in the jail, and then it's up to that person to raise their bail to get out. And of course, all the money goes back into Winter Carnival Society for next year's festival.
It was very fun when we did it at our work. We all watched him being towed away, and it was great fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I highly recommend it.